The Nasdaq-100, home to tech giants and one of the hottest ETF, the QQQ, just announced its annual reconstitutions. New tech disruptors like Palantir and Axon are joining, while Moderna and others are getting dropped. So what does this mean for your portfolio and the broader market? Let's break it down. Palantir Technologies, MicroStrategy and Axon Enterprise are being added to the prestigious Nasdaq-100, while Illumina, Moderna and Supermicro Computer will be removed. This isn't just a reshuffle, it's a pivotal moment for these companies and for investors like you. Changes like this influence stock prices, attract ETF inflows, and shift investor sentiment. Let's explore the impact and why it's worth paying attention. First, let's take a quick look at how companies make it onto the Nasdaq-100 index in the first place. It's not as simple as just having a great quarter. There are clear rules. To be eligible for the Nasdaq-100, a company must meet the following criteria. Primary listing. The company must be listed exclusively on the Nasdaq stock market. Sector classifications. It cannot be classified as a financial company. Market capitalizations. The company must rank among the top non-financial companies based on the market capitalizations. These rules ensure that the Nasdaq-100 reflects the largest and most active non-financial companies that are listed on Nasdaq. So, companies like Palantir and Axon make the cut because they are innovative, have substantial market caps, and are seen as the leaders in their respective fields. Now, let's talk about MicroStrategy, one of the most interesting additions. You might be surprised to see them included given their significant Bitcoin holdings, but here's why they made it. Despite its massive Bitcoin holding, MicroStrategy is still classified under the technology sector because its core operations focus on software and business analytics. Here's a key detail. Sector classifications for indices like the Nasdaq-100 are determined by the Industry Classifications Benchmark (ICB), not by Nasdaq Committee itself. The ICB uses a company's primary source of revenue to assign its sector. For MicroStrategy, their revenue is still predominantly from software and business intelligence services. However, their CEO, Michael Saylor, posted that MicroStrategy is now earning hundreds of millions of dollars a day in BTCU. So what is BTCU? It's a KPI MicroStrategy uses to measure the performance of its Bitcoin strategy. It tracks the percentage change over time of the ratio between companies' Bitcoin holdings and its assumed diluted shares outstanding. Essentially, it helps them evaluate how accretive their Bitcoin acquisition strategy is to shareholders. While BTCU reflects a growing focus on Bitcoin, for now, MicroStrategy's classifications remains tagged. But if these trends continue and revenue shifts, they could face reclassifications and possibly exclusions from the Nasdaq-100 in the future. So what happens when a company like MicroStrategy gets added to Nasdaq-100? It's more than just a name change. It can lead to significant capital inflows. In fact, analysts estimate that MicroStrategy could see around 2.1 billion in inflows from ETFs that track Nasdaq-100. That's a huge amount of buying pressure, which often causes the stock price to rise. But here's the catch. While this can lead to a short-term boost, it's not a guaranteed path to sustained growth. Index rebalancing happens regularly, and companies can be removed if they no longer meet the inclusion criteria or if their stock performance falters. On the flip side, some companies are being removed from the index. Illumina, Moderna, and Supermicro Computer. While each of these companies is significant in its respective field, they've fallen out of the top rankings in terms of market cap or performance. When companies get removed, it can signal that their market performance is declining or that they no longer fit the high growth, high market cap profile that the Nasdaq-100 represents. For investors, it's a reminder that the market is dynamic and your portfolio needs to reflect these changes over time. So, how should investors approach these changes? Well, there are no one-size-fits-all answer, but here are some key takeaways. First, short-term appreciations. As we mentioned, the companies that are added to the Nasdaq-100 often sees an immediate bump in stock price. This is due to the increased buying from ETFs and other funds that track the index. But keep in mind, this is often a short-term effect. The inclusion itself doesn't guarantee long-term growth. Companies that are added to the index can still face market volatility or even be removed in the next reconstitutions if they no longer meet the criteria. Finally, it's important to look at the broader picture. Changes to the Nasdaq-100 reflects the evolving landscape of the stock market, especially in technology and innovations. So for investors, it's crucial to consider these moves within the context of their long-term strategies. To sum it up, the reconstitutions of the Nasdaq-100 is a reflection of the dynamic nature of the market. Companies like Palantir, MicroStrategy, and Axon are joining the index, while others like Illumina, Moderna, and Supermicro Computer are being removed. For investors, these changes provide new opportunities, but also highlight the volatility that comes with the stock market indexing. Always remember to keep your strategy in mind and understand the potential risks and rewards. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more updates on the stock market. I see you in the next one.